Hey class, welcome to the last lesson for Unit 5, Substitute and Evaluate. It's just a quick reminder, we will be doing this in class together, so unless you are planning to be gone the day that we're taking these notes, please don't work ahead and you don't need to watch this video. All right, so you can evaluate expressions by substituting in values is our goal today. An expression that contains variables can be evaluated if the values of the variables are known. If you know the value, you can substitute into the expression. So let's say that we have the algebraic expression 8x. That means 8 times x. So if I know that x is equal to 3, I can substitute in 8 times 3, my expression would be equal to 24. If you have the algebraic expression 3y plus 1, that means 3 times y and then plus 1. So if I have the value y equals -2, that's going to mean 3 times -2 plus 1. Then following my order of operations, 3 times -2 would be -6 plus 1. -6 plus 1 would be -5. The expression 9m minus 1. 9m minus 1 means 9 times m minus 1. So if I know that m equals 4, wherever I have the m, like this, I would plug in 4. So it'd be 9 times 4 minus 1. 9 times 4 is 36, minus 1 is 35. So following the order of operations, you would do the 9 times 4 first, which is 36, minus 1 is 35. If you have an expression written like this, x over 4 minus 2 means x divided by 4 minus 2. So this means x divided by 4 and then minus 2. So if x equals 8, you would substitute in the 8. So it'd be 8 over 4 minus 2. So I'm replacing the value where the x was with the 8. Then 8 divided by 4 is 2, minus 2 is 0. So then following my order of operations as well. Let's practice a few more. Let's say that z equals -10. If I have the expression 6 plus z, that would mean that I want you to do 6 plus -10. So replacing the -10 in the spot of the z, and then evaluating. Positive 6 and -10 have different signs, so the difference between 6 and 10 is 4, and there's more negatives because 10 is bigger, so my answer would be -4. 5z means 5 times z. Replacing the z with the -10 would mean 5 times -10. Positive times a negative is a negative. 5 times 10 is 50, so -50. 20 minus z, so it'd be 20 minus, and then replacing the z with the -10 would mean 20 minus -10. A minus a negative means 20 plus 10, which is 30. And then z squared means z times z. So this would be replacing the z with a -10 would be -10 squared, which would mean -10 times -10. Negative times a negative is a positive. 10 times 10 is 100, so positive 10. I wonder what n was supposed to equal here. So let me see. We'll just call it -4. I don't remember what it was supposed to be, but hopefully that works out. So this time we have 3 variables. K is 2, m is 7, n is -4. So wherever I have a K, I'm going to plug in a 2. So here I'll plug in a 2, and then on this one I have an M, I'll plug in a 7, so I'll plug in a 7 there. So in my first one, 6M minus 3K means 6 times M, so where M is now a 7, minus 3 times K, and K is 2. So plugging in 7 for M and 2 for K. Then using the order of operations, so multiply first, 6 times 7 is 42, minus 3 times 2 is 6. 42 minus 6 is 36. Okay. On this one, I have an M and an N, so wherever I have an N, I'm going to plug in -4, and whenever I have an M, I'm going to plug in 7. So in this one, I have an MN on top. That means M times N. So this would be 7 times -4, and then over 2. So this means 7 times -4 divided by 2. So this means M times N, and then divided by 2. So -4 times +7 would be -28, and then -28 divided by 2 would be -14. We'll try one more time. So remember, 7 goes in for the M. N is -4, and then K is 2. So replacing those values. So first we have an M, so 7. Then plus 2N means 2 times our N value. N was -4. And then minus our K, so -2. Then follow your order of operations. So do the multiply first, which would be 2 times -4 would be -8. So then we have 7 plus -8 minus 2. Then from left to right with addition and subtraction. So 7 minus 8, or 7 plus -8 would be -1 minus 2. -1 minus 2 is the same thing as -1 plus -2. And then -1 and -2 make -3 total. Okay, let's do a few more. So this time I'm going to change my highlighter to just a lighter color so you can see it better. Okay, oops, can't do the same color though. There we go. So for anytime we have an A, I'm going to plug in a 5. If we have a B, I'm going to plug in a 3. And if we have a C, I'm going to plug in a -4. So 6A, I'll plug in a 5 there, minus 4B, I'm going to plug in a 3 there. 6A, remember, means 6 times A minus 4 times B. So this will be 6 times 5 minus 4 times 3. So I like to write it in parentheses whenever I substitute in a value, especially if I'm multiplying it by something. Then 6 times 5 is 30, minus 4 times 3 is 12. 30 minus 12 is 18. Okay, on this one we have a C plus A. So C is -4 plus A is 5, all divided by 2. -4 plus 5 would be +1, all divided by 2. 1 divided by 2 is 0.5, or leave your answer in fraction form of 1/2. Okay, so AC is going to be A times C, plus then A squared will really mean A times A, and then minus 15 will be plus -15. So A times C, A is 5, C is -4. plus a squared, so plus 5 squared, and then plus negative 15. Then order of operations says to do exponents first. 5 squared is 25, 5 times 5. And then multiplication next, so 5 times negative 4 would be negative 20. And then plus negative 15, then add and subtract from left to right. So negative 20 plus positive 25 would be a difference of 5. They're different signs. 25 is bigger. 5 plus negative 15. 15 minus 5 is 10, and it's negative 10 because 15 is bigger and it's negative. So I subtracted there because they have different signs. So I find the difference between them. So my final answer would be negative 10. All right, I got a couple problems for you where x equals 5 and y equals 8. Give it a shot.